Hey there guys, it's Marcus the Techie here. Hey, I've been thinking, I just did that last video actually, and quite surprised at how that turned out. I'm thinking maybe a podcast type format, but not anything to do with Linux at all. And just having a straight. I reactivated my Twitter account, and I'm thinking, well, I've lost all my followers, but that's a good thing because it means I can just go and follow some people I want to, and get the audience I want to. Because I'd quite like to do like a coffee break tech podcast type thing, just with me talking about stuff that I find in the tech world and stuff, not Linux related. There's heaps of interesting blogs around. There's heaps of interesting things to talk about. I could throw the podcast onto Dailymotion and SoundCloud, and maybe get a Facebook group going with the coffee break type type format. Move right away from the Linux world, and just do it that way, and without ever showing my face on screen, which is something that interests me a little bit. It just I mean, I can easily start it's just, to me, it's more about the Linux community that really sort of got me right off doing videos, and even putting my face on screen and putting myself out there. Because as soon as you put yourself out there, you become a target to people. And but if I just did it in a podcast type format, and I can do that on Windows with the editors, it's a lot more easier to do. Have the same coffee break type picture up every time, or maybe a different coffee picture up occasionally, and just do a daily podcast about what I'm interested in, tech wise or whatever, maybe that's the way to go. So I am thinking about how to move away from the Linux world completely and move into a tech type format, and maybe this is the way to go. I quite liked how that turned out, just with the picture up, and I can do that now. My editing skills have improved to the point where I can just do a podcast type format, and maybe that's the way to go. So I have been thinking about that lately. So I may not be gone completely. It just may be, I may be back in a different form, just talking about anything that I'm really interested in tech-wise, which is quite a lot of things. I read a lot of stuff, so who knows what's going to happen. But I see, I want to do it in a format. If I come back, I want to do it in a way where people know it's actually just a podcast. I don't want to do it in a way where I do avoid the negative users around the social media world. Like I don't really want a group or community or just anything like that. Maybe a page on Google Plus that people can follow, and just do it that way, and have where people can follow the podcast but not necessarily make evil comments on it, which some people are quite keen to do. I mean, some people quite like podcast formats. I listen to podcasts all the time. And who knows, it may never be a money splitter, but at least it would be something interesting to do. So that's one thing that I'm thinking of doing, maybe a podcast type format. Um, I don't know how many people would be interested in that, but I guess just see how it goes. Call it Coffee Break Tech Podcast or something. I quite like that having coffee and just feels relaxing and stuff. Like it's not copying off anyone else. It's just I've always been interested in that sort of relaxing type title. So I mean I've talk about Coffee Tech Podcast, the Coffee Break Tech Podcast or something. And who knows? Maybe we could have a think about it and see what happens over the next couple of days, and see if I can come up with a good format for it. So yeah, just still, I'm still doing stuff on Dailymotion. The blogger channel's still gonna be around. I may start a Google Plus or Facebook page to do with that if I start it, but be for you guys to follow rather than make comments. And we'll see what happens really. For me personally, it's just about being safe online, being safe on social media, and not being too worried about what people are saying. I find Dailymotion's good. I don't really even look at the comments on Dailymotion, which is good. They can be saying anything they like. It doesn't really affect me too much, and they are. But it doesn't really affect me too much like YouTube does. YouTube, when you get a comment, it shows up in your face, sort of, really, and I don't really like that. So, but yeah, I may start a coffee break tech podcast. It's just any tech blogs I find. Who knows? Just not me showing my face, just with a coffee mug up. I don't know who would be interested in that. But who, throw them up to SoundCloud. Um, SoundCloud's quite good for Twitter, So, put some music in there. Who knows? Graham Linux might still let me use his music. I just have a think about things. But as far as Linux is concerned, I think I'm gone from that world. So I'm just thinking about what to do next, really. I've lost all my Twitter followers when I deactivated my account, but it's a good thing. It means I can just follow the people I want to follow and get another audience. So, yeah, it's interesting. Anyway, I'll catch you guys around. So I'm going to go off and play a game for a day or two and have a think about it and see what